Hey guys, Vox here, and a few months ago I made a video on the new Ben 10. Will it suck? Will it just be another awful reboot produced by Cartoon Network, following in the footsteps of Teen Titans Go and the Powerpuff Girls? Granted, I don't really hate Teen Titans Go. It's very hit or miss, but it is very, very, very despised by the fans of the original show and the early 2000s era of Cartoon Network fans. So to reboot Ben 10, the show that helped boost the network in popularity back in 2006, selling millions of units each year, and having multiple shows that take place after each other, granted with different art styles, having a huge impact on the network in general. Is a reboot that great of an idea, especially a more comedic reboot, just like Teen Titans Go or the Powerpuff Girls? That sounds like a recipe for disaster. And the answer is... it alright.
What do you mean, it alright?
It alright? It not subtle or nuanced. It tasteless and lukewarm.
Yeah, the show's not necessarily bad, it's just not necessarily good either. Ben and Gwen look younger now, but I actually think they look 10 now, but then again, I'm short and I've always looked younger than my actual age, so maybe what looks 10 to me looks like 8 to somebody else, but...
Don't call me little!
You mean like you sawed-off hag? What was that, you little half-pint midget?
They're also cartoon characters, so it's open to interpretation. I always felt like in the original series, Ben when he was 10 looked like he was 13, same with Gwen, and I don't mind these redesigns. Yeah, they look like Discovery Kids characters, but, you know, I can deal. They're honestly not that bad.
I have no idea what's going on here, but I should probably start punching things.
As for the actual episodes, I feel like the premise of episodes sound like they could fit in with the original, but it's the writing and execution that makes it different, and lessen the original in quality.
Are you ready?
He's Ben Tennyson, and with his Omnitrix he transforms into Ben 10. Brand new Ben 10 starts Saturday the 8th of October at 10 on Cartoon Network.
The legend is real.
For example, the first episode, Ben's irresponsibility awakens a lake monster, which ravages the town they're vacationing in, or something like that.
Next up on the tour, sushi!
Yeah, I can see that being an episode in the original series. And there's some good jokes in here like Ben's Ben-tuition.
When I've got Ben tuition.
Someone to sift through all your ideas and tell you when one of them is really terrible? Why would I need that?
But something about it just feels off. Sometimes Ben's stubborn and the next he isn't, and by the end of the episode, Ben agrees with Gwen that he needs her to keep him in check, but in the original series, this sort of episode would have happened like, I don't know, mid-season or season 2, and the following episodes will reflect that, but here, you know it's not.
If I hadn't gotten in the way, your Ben tuition would have done just fine.
Sometimes your filter is kinda right.
And speaking of Gwen, she's sometimes the smart, intelligent character that she's always been, and other times, not so much.
Thanks, Grandpa. But what I really want right now is to invalidate Ben's victory.
She never acts dumb by any stretch of the imagination, don't get me wrong. But you think she'd be a little more mature in her decision making. For example, the second episode, Ben participates in a wrestling tournament. This guy has 4 arms, who's hiding 2 of his arms, so, you know, they won't tell he's an alien despite being red. Never mind, I guess you can just say it's a costume. And Gwen is his manager, but you think Gwen would have better reasoning behind being his manager besides the plot demanding it. You think she would try to talk him out of it, but no, she encourages it the entire episode. Making Rocky references, and giving Ben moral support, but she never says, hey, this might be a bad idea.
I'm your corner person.
This is how a corner person talks.
Like old Ben?
In the movies, yeah.
Ben doesn't have to talk her into it, which is I feel like what happened in the original. Here she just kind of goes with it, and it's like, what the fuck, Gwen? If Ben doesn't get hurt, someone he's fighting is going to.
You gotta focus, Crusher! It's not about being the champ anymore. Get to the finals!
Alright.
And then the episode, it turns out like the big champion is actually a nerd and a robot.
Hey everybody, it's me, Iron Kyle! Iron Kyle!
Which is kind of funny, but it's like, that's the best you could come up with? They're all cheaters?
Call it a draw?
Get back here!
Yeah!
Again, I feel like this could have been an episode in the original, but Ben would have to talk Gwen into something. Something would have had to entice Gwen to being his manager, his coach. And the big champion would either be a really strong guy and Ben's Omnitrix is malfunctioning, or some kind of antagonist that goes deeper than, oh, I'm just a nerd and a robot.
You're a bum, Tennyson. A bum.
And who's this guy now?
Also, Grandpa Max. He has a new voice actor in this series, which isn't that big of a deal to me at least, but he's barely in episodes. He doesn't really play a role in them. When he does, I don't even know what to say. Like in the wrestling episode, he's discouraging Ben from his victory because it's a video game.
Well, can you really call it a victory? It wasn't even real wrestling.
Are you saying my epic KO doesn't count?
It was just virtual.
Like, what? I always felt Grandpa Max as the guy who encourages everyone and everything. He wouldn't discourage Ben because he won in a video game. Like, what? I guess another important thing that I really should touch on is the aliens. Ben has a different set of aliens in the series. It's still limited to 10, and since it's a reboot, he only has access to those 10 right now. At least as far as I know. As the show goes on, they'll without a doubt add more. And it's a mix of new and old aliens from all the different series that make up this new 10.
There are 10 aliens in Ben 10. Are you ready to meet them all? 4 arms. Well, he has 4 arms. I'm guessing you knew that already. Heat Blast, the master of all things fire. Heat Blast can generate intense heat and fire and uses flaming punches to defeat his enemies. Accelerate, the fastest alien of them all. Diamondhead, this alien can transform his body into diamond weapons such as blades and bludgeons. Cannonbolt, the big guy. This alien is resistant to acids and lava. Upgrade. This alien uses nanotechnology to enhance devices he comes into contact with. Gray matter. Small stature. Huge intellect. This slimy-skinned alien is stronger than he looks. Gray matter has sharp teeth to attack his enemies, and with his small size, he can fit just about anywhere. Overflow. This water-based alien can breathe underwater, shoot high-powered aqua blasts, and is heavily armored. Wildvine. This alien can transform into plants to camouflage himself. Stinkfly. The smelliest alien of them all is this flying insect.
And sometimes Omnitrix malfunctions, they can like turn into a combination of aliens like in that one episode of the original, but this time it's unintentional. So they don't really explain how he got the Omnitrix. I guess the new viewers are just supposed to know from the original, but considering the 2-year gap between Omnitrix and this new series, there are going to be some new viewers who aren't going to understand. But whatever. This isn't Ash story driven or has arcs like the original, so I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. The aliens are usually shoehorned into the plot. Sometimes they flow well into the plot. I guess it just depends on what the writers are thinking. Since Ben is really, immature again, it makes sense he would carelessly use these aliens. Also, the animation in the show is obviously going to be a downgrade. This is a lot more. I'm not sure if it's animated in Flash. I don't think it is. But it uses way more simplified designs and thinner lines for the art. And the animation isn't as fluid as the original. The action scenes aren't as dynamic. When there are action scenes, the action scenes can be very stiff. But like I said, since it's predominantly a comedy, I can understand it. I don't think Vilgax has shown up yet. I don't even know if they put him in there, or Kevin 11. But when they do, that's for another video. Anyways, that's really the basics of the show. Like I said, right now the characterization just feels off. They're definitely still finding their footing, and there's always room for improvement, but keep in mind, this isn't trying to be the original. It's trying to be different from the original. Whether that will be its greatest flaw or not, we'll have to see. But what are your thoughts? Comment down below. And I know you guys can find your own way of watching the episodes online. So go watch them and come back and comment down below your thoughts. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, as always, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Awestruck Vox, signing out.
You think you can win, but you can't win. You're never gonna win. Nope, can't. No. Gah!